From the Middle is proud to be a founding member of Odd Pods Media. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode number 269 of From the Middle. We are three middle-class guys living in the middle of America with points of view somewhere in the middle. And on this episode, we've got a slurry of topics. Everything from Revenge of the Fish to Labor Day to Garage Sale Glitter Girl Revisit. Dylan has an awesome new Lego set. And we also talk about some old guy stuff. The things that make us who we are. And who we are is definitely middle-class guys getting older. On the back half, we do a little bit of streaming, but we also talk about fast food chains switching up ingredients on us. Enjoy.
Oh, for the love. Sorry, just clearing my Mountain Dew hole.
I got my phone hole cleaned today.
That's where you keep it? You're so cerebral and you're so developed and evolved.
From the Middle after dark.
Guys,
We're back.
we're back. Corey was doing some shenanigans during the week in between episodes here, working on a little project. Why don't you tell us what exciting news you got for us, Corey?
Well, I'm so excited to finally announce that after many of you, well, really just two of you, begging us to get merch, we finally have merch. So I'm sharing my screen. You guys seeing our storefront?
Yeesh.
Yeah.
All right. So if you go to TeePublic, and the link will be in the description below, as well as our LinkTree, we have two designs up for sale from last week's. Was it last week or 2 weeks ago? When we were talking about confident underthinkers, or as Dylan
I think it
called
was
them,
I
loud
don't remember.
idiots.
Last week. Yep.
Last week, you can get the Underthinker tee or sticker or hoodie or mug. Plenty of different things you can get in the Undertaker font, which is pretty cool, with a little from the mid pod and 260, whatever it was that we were talking about. So that's cool. You can get that, or you can get the original, the OG from the middle logo on a yellow shirt, which is the recommended shirt, with on the back, I'm a middler. You can also get it in black. It looks cool in black, or like a charcoal heather, or my personal favorite, tie-dye, if you want to go with a
Oh, look at that.
tie-dye variant. That's kind of fun.
That is
I'm
far out.
Corey, I'm going to need to see you in the tie-dye shirt immediately.
Copy that. So, and as with the Underthinker design, you can get that on all different stuff. We even have a kids version. I really think it looks best on the Tennessee orange, personally. But all the accessories, phone cases.
Oh, look
you
at
can get
that.
a tote, a pin. You can get a flag. You can get a flag with our logo on it. Come on. How cool is that?
Oh, boy.
I'm so excited. More designs to come. I've been off of the road for a few weeks back to back now, and we're going to get into the ripple effect of that later. But here I was on a Friday after a really good idea from one of our middlers, John. He's like, hey, I'm going to need an Underthinker shirt. And I started playing with the font and Adobe Illustrator and came up with a design. And I was like, you know what? Let's see how hard these TeePublic t-shirt print on demand sites, how hard they are to manage. Turns out really easy. And we could have done this a long time ago.
Yeah.
So we're super excited. Go buy a bunch of stuff, please. We would really appreciate that. And it's a great way to show the world that you're a middler. And when they say, tell me more about what the heck that is, you can say, it's the best podcast ever. Go take a listen. I recommend starting with, and then that's when you say your favorite episode.
Yeah, you've been a busy boy.
Yeah.
So good. It turns out we could have done this sooner, or so we thought. It turns out you have to make exactly 268 episodes before you're allowed to make merch.
Mm-hmm.
And so we waited patiently, diligently, to be able to offer this. And we only made it this far just to be able to sell t-shirts. So we hope you enjoy because it was a painstaking process getting here. I don't mean
Yes.
for us, we had fun, but for anybody listening, painstaking. But you've earned your shirt for sure. So go order some.
We are no longer simply beard oil salesmen.
Right.
We are now pushing t-shirts for T Public.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
Turns
it
out-
snake? Is it snake beard oil? Is that?
That's yeah. I've used that terminology a couple of times, wondering if anybody out there was putting that together.
I love it.
Well, it's exciting. And I see some fur baby designs in our future. Got to be something that's a not so subtle reference to Star Wars in there. We've had some pretty good one-liners over the years that we could turn into some designs, but we'll see how these go. So that's another little, hey, if you don't buy the two that are out there, ain't no more coming. That's just how it is. So we need your support to show us that you want more designs to keep coming in.
Or if you have ideas.
Or if you have ideas, we would love to hear your ideas, or maybe some of your favorite quips, jokes, inside jokes, lines, topics. Pet peeves was a good one.
Oh, maybe we could make a Toby commemorative t-shirt.
Oh, wow.
I just thought of that
great.
one.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
I just thought, why have I missed the obvious connection between pet peeves and fur babies? Pet, fur baby. There's got to be something we can come up with there. So anyway.
Fur babies are my pet peeve.
I feel like we could do Space Wizards of Za because it is multiple ties in multiple ways. And then it could be Pizza the Hut, like a loose design of Pizza the Hut from Spaceballs. I feel like that just hits multiple things. We'll play around.
So let us know. What would you wear proudly? What would you be excited about? What have you heard over the last 260 whatever episodes that you feel must be on a shirt? Underthinker was it just jumped off the page at me. It had to. And so what's the message there? You're thinking, well, Underthinkers are evil. The Undertaker is evil. Or if you're thinking to yourself, I do find myself being rather self-conscious and a bit of an overthinker. I aspire to be an Underthinker. Maybe that's how you're wearing the shirt. Whatever the meaning to you, it looks cool. And it looks really cool on the black. The purple and black's a cool combo.
Yeah, some of you will be really surprised to hear this. My crayon version didn't look so good, so we ended up having Corey do it. Turns out his was a lot better. So I'm glad he was able to rustle up something for us.
Can you just scan this in for me?
Yeah.
I remember back in the days when I was in high school, the first band. No, this wasn't even then. This was college years. Came back anyway. A band that I was in. It was called Johnny and His Amazing Flight to the Incredible. Johnny Incredible for short. And shout out to Greg and John and Charles.
Nice,
folks. In any case, I remember making logos for that, just for like our silly little 90s website kind of thing that I was making. And I was doing graphic design in Paint, Microsoft Paint.
Yes.
So that is the extent of my skills.
I feel like that'd be a fun design to just do and throw up there as one of the options. Cause like half of those guys you mentioned listen occasionally to the show.
Yeah.
It's a big investment. You sold all your Apple stock to put all your eggs in one basket on getting that website together. So really good one.
So it's late. We're excited. It's Labor Day. What did you guys get up to today on our Monday off?
It was a good day. Good day. The weather was beautiful.
I mean,
absolutely gorgeous today. Not after a week of being butt sweat hot. Do you guys know what a slurry is?
Is that like hot spotting?
When you're cooking?
Yeah.
When you're cooking, you can make it like a cornstarch slurry, put it in your sauce and thicken it. So the thought had crossed my mind the other day that I, like an old guy, I do a lot of things like old guy. I'm wearing my old guy pajamas right now, which is a relatively new development in my life. We can talk about that some other time. Weirdos wondering what I'm sleeping in. Anyway, so one of the old guy things that I do when it's hot out is I I baby powder myself, talcum powder myself. And it used to be the old Pine Nod finest blend, the stuff that like smells like a barber shop. Like Pine Nod talcum powder is the reason why barbershops smell like barbershops. And so I've been using that stuff for years. And in recent years, they had switched to using cornstarch instead of talcum powder. And it crossed my mind, and I turned to Amy as I'm, when I get sweaty, this is cornstarch. Am I making a slurry?
Oh,
so now I refer to hot days as slurry days.
Oh, something should just stay in your house. Little terms like that.
Well, Amy wanted it to get out of the house.
Says the guy who talked way too much about going to the massage place. So I know. Hi Pot, I'm Kettle. Have we met? Yeah, I get it.
So anyway, today was not a slurry day.
Slurry day. Oh,
no, we got some stuff done around the house in the backyard. Got some cleanup work done and whatnot. We went to the pool, grilled steaks on the Weber grill. A good day.
Nice.
Good low key day.
The best.
What you, Dylan?
Man, today's like revenge of the fish. I had dinner and it's on my shirt and I'm very distracted by what's on my shirt and I'm burping salmon like it's trying to swim upstream and I'm having a time over here, I tell you. Good weekend, very relaxed.
Listen,
overall, I needed it, which was busy, lots of busy weeks at work, and so some downtime has been great.
I want to highlight and call out both of those well executed puns in that little thing. Yeah. Revenge of the Fish was beautiful. Mm-hmm. Only outdone by swimming upstream salmon. That was.
Yeah, I am occasionally a little witty, and
you are the wittiest man in all of podcast.
Well, thank you. It's slipped in or slipped out, however you want to say it. But good. Yeah, doing good. It was a slow weekend. Got some college football in, which was really nice. It was on like every day. There's some on right now, in fact. Which I always love more days of college football. And playing lots of college football video game too, as much as I can fit on my portal in between trying to be an adult. So it's a lot easier when you ignore your children like I do when Kendall spends time with his. So way more video game time that way.
It's a good opportunity to plug our little side content on YouTube, our mid bits. You posted a little video of a kickoff touchdown return and a little Brutus Buckeye celebration in the end zone. That was fun. So go to our YouTube page and check out our collection of videos there called Midbits. It's a little bit of everything over there.
It is.
Clips from our video game play, real life stuff, tours of cabins in the middle of the trees that have, for some reason, thousands and thousands of views from people all over the world. Don't know why that one trended.
Yeah. It's funny.
Yeah, I lazily have not put it into the Midbits playlist yet, so you can go find my newest one. I was playing quietly to myself while my wife and daughter were watching TV, and I literally was laughing out loud. Not like people text LOL and then they go like to themselves. I literally was laughing out loud because after my kick return touchdown, Brutus has his arms out behind the end zone like he is a kid pretending to be a plane and he's soaring in circles, and it was so unexpected. And Bree's like, "Why are you laughing?" And I'm like, if I tell you or send you the clip, you probably won't think it's that funny. It just so caught me off guard, and I sent it, and even she laughed out loud, even when I probably made it sound not funny by trying to describe it. So it was pretty amusing, and it's a pretty short clip, and it's just one of the many ways that I'm enjoying the new college football video game. So between that and custom conferences, I've been having a great time. So thanks, Brutus, for your little winged action.
That's awesome. Well, a few weeks ago, I shared that I sold magic glitter water to an unsuspecting little girl under the guise that it would heal her sick grandmother. So loyal listeners of the podcast will know that story all too well. the original date for the community garage sale was supposed to be this weekend, and it still transpired. And all that stuff has been sitting in my garage for a month now. So I was excited to get it out onto the driveway for 2 days of community garage sales. Our little town square has a big swap meet flea market as well. So it brought in people from all over our area. And we finished it. We did garage sale on Saturday. Didn't do it on Sunday because we had a wedding. Did it today, Monday. And the best advice that you guys gave me was your personal rules about garage sales are nothing comes back in the house. If it doesn't sell, it goes to Goodwill or Friends Who Share or these different like resource programs and or the trash. And so the garage is now completely clean. We made a little bit of money with the garage sale. I have the garage back to normal now. Life is good. Funny part, the girl who bought the magic glitter water for a quarter came back with a fistful of quarters to buy other things that we had. And what
more magic?
What she wanted to buy so badly, I tried to talk her out of it, was a set of copper Moscow Mule mugs. And I was like, Rowan, what do you want these for? She's like, they're really pretty. I go, yeah, what are you going to put in them? She's like, milk, water, whatever I want. And I was like, yeah, but they're normally for like, we call them mommy daddy drinks at our house. I don't know what you guys call them. But I was like, it's normally for like a different type of you know what? You can just have them. Like, after selling her magic glitter water, the last thing I was going to do was charge her for Moscow Mule mugs.
Yeah.
And have her walking back into her house with those from the same guy that sold her the magic glitter water. She came back no less than 5 or 6 times. And every time I just gave her whatever she was trying to buy.
Yeah.
She's like, no, you don't understand. I'm trying to buy this from you. And I go, no, you don't understand. A lot more has transpired in our transactions than you even realize. Take the tchotchkes and go home. God bless you, little child, Cindy Lou Who. So yeah, I thought that was comical. But yes, everything is clean and organized and tidy. The basement guys start a week from today. So I'm still in the process of getting every single thing out of my basement. More detail than you want, but I had some really nice upper and lower cabinets in the basement and some pretty junky upper and lower cabinets in the garage that were full of stuff. So I thought this was a great opportunity. Get the cheap plastic stuff out to the garage sale. The cheap stuff I dumpster dove, those cheap lower cabinets out to the street for trash, bring up the nice stuff, rehang the new cabinets in the garage. You guys, it's awesome. We'll maybe share on our From the Middle for the Middlers YouTube group, but everything's organized. Everything has a place. It's such a good feeling. It's so good. I'm really excited. This basement remodel has really forced us to get a lot of stuff out, motivated us to get stuff to the garage sale. And I actually feel a huge weight off my shoulders to know that these spaces are just getting tidied and organized. And there's a rhyme and reason to everything. And there's no more secret little areas of the house where we just shove stuff like Monica's closet in Friends. It's a great feeling. I'm doing
now,
it.
you guys have been there for about 10 years. Is that right?
Yeah.
Have you ever thoroughly cleaned those spaces like that hard before?
It's not that the spaces were dirty or unclean in any way. It's more that there were like, when we moved, there were a lot of totes that we kind of just shoved stuff in an effort to move and never reopened them and reorganized and went, which of these, childhood keepsake memory things do you really want to keep? Which are you willing to part with? Clothes that you hold on to because you're like, I might fit in that again. Like, are now out of style, even if you could fit in them. So it's like, get rid of them no matter what. Now that they fit again, it's like, it doesn't matter. It's the Old Navy rugby shirts from the early 2000s with the white collar and the oversized horizontal stripes. It's like, hey, those aren't cool anymore, even if you can fit in them. So just get rid of them. So a lot of that type stuff. It's been great.
Good for you.
That's what I'm up to.
That's awesome. I've had some equally challenging work here. The Lego Bearded Door set from Lord of the Rings is 5,500 pieces. It was 40 something bags. And if you know Lego, oftentimes sets that big have multiple little bags inside each bag. So if you're counting the little bags, I have no idea how many bags it is. But that's a lot of black bricks and a lot of lava bricks. And it's big. I'll do a video or some photos or something when I'm done, but it's fun and it's nice to throw on some Lord of the Rings music in the background. I know like the whole Rings of Power thing is back, so it feels like time to like throw it out there as a thing I've been doing. It's a big set and it's looks awesome. And I did get the Fell Beast gift with purchase. Yeah, you can kind of see in the picture if you're following our YouTube channel, which you should be. Or go Google it. But it's like look for some reference photos with a human beside it because it is large and there's a lot of bricks. The Rivendell set is technically a little bit bigger. There's more pieces. But it's been fun. It's been on my desk that I've been working on for a long time, and I finally got back to working on it more in the last few days. But it's a cool set, man. I know, Corey, we were just chatting about the Lego Nightmare Before Christmas, maybe.
Yes,
that was pretty cool too. So lots of fun sets if that's the kind of thing that you're into.
That's fun. Well, I'm out.
You're out. Well, so have we talked about old guy? Like, is there anything in your life right now, anything about you that just screams, I've gotten older. I am finally an old guy. I do this thing. For example,
yeah, go ahead.
I'm wearing a pajama set right now.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's an old guy thing. I'm using talcum powder. I keep hard candies in the van. I could probably go on for a while about my old guy stuff.
Keep going. Yeah, keep going.
This is good.
I wear jeans and a button-down shirt every day of my life. I don't wear t-shirts anymore.
Suspenders.
I wear suspenders. I don't wear hats backwards anymore. I'm a firm believer in good boots.
Oh, sorry. Great.
I don't know, man. Some of the obvious things. I make noises when I stand up and that kind of thing. I read physical newspapers from time to time.
Mm-hmm. All right, let me throw a couple at you.
Yeah.
I was very close to yelling at some kids on their bicycles who have begun cutting through my neighbor's yard as opposed to going just a little bit around their yard on a sidewalk. They keep cutting through his well-manicured lawn, and I almost yelled at children on behalf of the neighbor to stop doing that. He's actually posted in the community Facebook page that he would appreciate it if people didn't mind just going. It's like a little, it like juts out like a little peninsula, and rather than just take the loop, they kind of cut across and have worn a spot in his yard. I'm super excited about my massage therapy that I'm going to now start monthly. Let's see. Oh, we shared one recently that was quite good. I enjoy now going to like antique stores on my way to an antique store, grabbed a bag of corn nuts and sat under a covered area of a convenience store and just sat and ate corn nuts and watched people pass by
Yeah, that
in
is.
in a little town, and that was thrilling for me. I had
love
so
that.
much fun doing that.
You know, in the town that you live in, also, like, it's an antique shopper's dream.
Mm-hmm.
It's like every 3 times a new business opens up, it's an antique store. There have been more antique stores go out of business in Sunbury, Ohio, than most towns have ever had antique stores.
Yep. It's a thrilling proposition to sit down with someone over breakfast and have a good chat. Like, I'm excited to just sit down with people over coffee or breakfast and just have some good old FaceTime and just talk to people.
Yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that. It's happening.
You're already the old guy McDonald's crowd.
I want to have a place so bad where they know me and know my order.
Yeah.
I'm pretty close on a few places, but I feel like I need a few more stops for it to really like lock in. But I'm close.
Yeah, I feel like I've got some, in spite of enjoying Lego and video games, I get excited for Costco. I am thrilled at the idea of absentee ballots. I care about the thermostat and check it regularly. I like looking at my lawn after I've mowed it. I notice other people's edging and have thoughts. I don't share externally, but I have them. So I'm not quite old yet. Once I share them loudly to no audience, then I'll be older.
Let's just clarify that you mean cutting the grass that goes over on one sidewalk or driveway. That's what you mean by edging?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
There's a different thing. That's not what we mean.
Yikes. Wrong kind of podcast.
Just saying.
Correct. Yeah. I don't eat rice begrudgingly. I do it because I know that it can be healthy and can supplement a meal nicely when I don't want to feel bloated. What else? I like a good fan. Goes a really long way. A nice oscillating fan with different settings and a remote control makes me feel good. We need to do more. Should we do more?
As a part of my garage organization, I sorted fasteners for hours. Screw, nail, bolt, washer, screw. Like stuff that was taken off of other things. I feel like that's an old guy thing. Throw them in a coffee tin.
Yeah, saving old hardware.
Saving old hardware for sure.
Yeah. Have you gotten into rebending nails? like reshaping nails? Because that's a thing.
If it's a good nail.
Yeah, if it's a good nail, you straighten that sucker out and put in the can.
Heck yeah.
This is a perfectly good nail.
Exactly. So I find myself, Dylan, do you, when you're looking at your lawn after mowing it, do you put your hands on the hips and arch your back and sigh?
Sometimes it's the peer through the blinds out the window just to take it all. I want to cool off, so I'm inside, but I want to drink it in through the window, just really bask in it. Mm-hmm.
Man, there's been some moments sometimes when, like, I remember one time in particular, shoveling the driveway with one of my kids. I don't remember which one, but we got it all done, and they were just like, they're about to just like put the shovel away and then run inside. I'm like, oh, whoa, come here. I'm going to teach you something. When you're finished with something like this, and I displayed it to them. This is what you do. You stand at the opening of the garage and you turn around and you stare at what you just did for a few seconds while nodding to yourself. And so we stood there.
That's awesome.
With feet shoulder width apart, hands on the hips, looking back and forth at the driveway, just nodding at the good work that we have done.
Absolutely.
And then we went inside. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Do you get fired up about like a cold glass of lemonade or something after you've mowed on a hot day, or like a nice beverage while you take it all in? Just kind of like
today, while I was getting the grill, while I was lighting the charcoal, I told the kids, like, step one, to lighten charcoal is always you get a koozie, put a can in it, and open it. And so I told them, and so then I was asked, like, can I get a koozie in a soda? And I'm like, only if you're going to be out on the deck with me at the grill. I didn't have any takers. Eventually, my wife came out with a koozie and a can of beer, and
I love that.
sat there with me while the charcoals were lighting.
It's fun.
So that sort of thing too. Step one, even. I'm excited about the beer before, and I don't drink a whole lot of beer at home, but if I'm grilling, it starts with beer.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
excited about that beer.
What's happening to us, you guys?
I don't know. I like most of it though.
And you never thought you would. You never thought you'd appreciate these things. And it's like, I'm different. That's a weird, my dad or my grandpa thing. I'm never gonna. And now you find yourself standing at the corner of your lot, admiring your nice lines.
You get to a place in life where you really appreciate matching clothes hangers and bulk antacids, you know? Like, goes a really long way to making you feel better about your day, you know?
Yep. Yeah, indeed. All right. Well, this sounds like a wonderful time to pause, take a break, maybe go take care of that enlarged prostate for a moment, tinkle in the potty, and then stand up and dribble on yourself. As we listen to some of our friends from Pod's Media.
Hey, this is Grab and Brisket Podcast. Join us every Monday where we talk about the latest trends in barbecue, interviews with world top pitmasters, celebrity cooks,
Ooh, like Wee Man from Jackass.
and musicians.
Like Rich O'Toole?
So check us out. We do beer reviews, barbecue fails.
So many fires.
Dude, a lot of people just burn their houses down for no reason.
We also talk about cocaine hippos versus meth gators,
Learn how to make some tailgate gravy.
altercations with Texas Rangers.
People throwing Reese's peanut butter cups.
Yeah, so check out grabthebrisket.com for podcast info, viral social media posts, and so much more.
All right. So I have something that I need you both to think about and weigh in on. But first of all, something that you don't have to think about is high quality men's grooming products from our friends over at Artius Man. Go to artiusman.com, use promo code the middle. You'll save 25% off your first order and get some phenomenally awesome products from them. They have all kinds of stuff. So go check it out. But tons of great things that you can get from them. They're an awesome partner of ours. They're local to Columbus, Ohio. It's the small batch, independent guy doing the thing. It's not a massive corporation factory that's just pumping out crap that they don't care about. These are really nicely made stuff. So go to artiusman.com, use promo code the middle. It's the one thing you won't have to think about anymore because it's going to be so good. You'll just go on cruise control with your favorite candles and grooming products. So here's the thing that I do want you to think about. This was something that I saw posted in a photo, and it's happened a few times in life, but I do think the idea and the questions around it are pretty interesting. Somebody posted a picture of some fast food Taco Bell nachos.
Okay.
And if you've ever seen a Taco Bell ad or had the nachos, you know exactly what their nachos should look like.
Mm-hmm.
And these were very clearly not the nachos from Taco Bell. They had little specks in them. They looked like Tostitos or something that was in a Taco Bell tray with Taco Bell toppings. And the person's like, what's up with my nachos from Taco Bell? And somebody said, that store must have ran out of chips. And they went to a local grocery store and bought a bunch of chips and then used them for the nachos. And so that was the explanation for the photo. Makes sense. That's fine. So my questions, plural, does that idea of a restaurant swapping out their regular ingredients or food items, does it bother you? Should places like that tell you up front that they're doing it? Because if you go to a certain place for a certain thing and they're swapping out a key ingredient, that can seem like a big deal. Or should they just not even sell the thing? Like, should that particular Taco Bell location just said, hey, we're out of nachos chips. We don't have any. Would you like to order something else? Because my gut tells me that any kind of chain, part of the value of the chain is if you're on a trip, as an example, and you know that you can always eat Taco Bell at home, and you see a Taco Bell as you're traveling, the consistency is of some kind of value. You know, I eat this all the time. I know the ingredients. I'll be fine. Or McDonald's or Subway or whatever. Part of the value is the consistency of the food, and you know what to expect and what you're paying for. So does it bother you? Should they tell you up front, or should they just go without the thing? Because imagine going to McDonald's and they're out of fries and you get a box full of frozen Oritas from the local Walmart and they're like crinkle cut fries or something because they're out. Like something about that feels just wrong. And I feel like that the Taco Bell nachos are kind of a pretty big thing on the menu. It's not like they're using, Ortega taco sauce instead of their normal red sauce that would kind of get blended into an item. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know if you have any thoughts on that. My gut reaction was that's wrong. They should have just said up front, hey, we've got different chips today, or we're out of chips. No one should be surprised by rogue chips on an order of nachos.
Do you expect them to say that, hi, welcome to Taco Bell, just so you know, or only once you've ordered a chip-related item?
I've lived this exact scenario with different items when I worked fast food. And what felt like the easiest solution was, if somebody orders the thing, then you let them know. And so what happened several times when I worked fast food items, you kind of hope that they order something else. But sometimes you run out of kind of an important thing. And I remember having run out of like beef or chicken or steak before. That's kind of a big deal at Taco Bell. And so somebody would say, I want 3 soft tacos. And you'd say, I'm so sorry, we're actually out of beef. Would you like beans or chicken or steak instead? You might get away with a lot of people not ordering chips. I feel like you just wait till somebody orders it. Then you say, we're actually out of that. We bought some different chips to use until we're back in stock. Would you still like an order of nachos?
Yeah, that feels like the move, because if you put a sign on the front door or on the drive-through panel, it feels like what you're advertising is, we don't have our crap together.
Sure. Yep.
Wait until they order it. Yes, we could argue about the odds that they're going to order something that includes that ingredient based on it, how notable that thing is at a particular place. But to just have it out there proactively feels like it's a branding thing, but you're not going to hurt the Taco Bell brand. The Taco Bell brand is what it is, but like, don't advertise it. Wait until be a little reactive about it that feels like the right move. Would it bother me to have the rogue chips without being notified? Yes. Do I understand it? Yes. And I would rather them offer me a Nachos Bel Grande that tastes a little bit different than just say, we're not doing Nachos Bel Grande at all. I have everything else but the chips. Go ahead, Kendall.
Are we pretending that Taco Bell's chips are good?
No.
For the sake of this conversation?
No, there's no pretending. Okay. They are as good or as bad as you think they are. But in this situation, if you're ordering them, presumably you like them, at least enough to eat them.
Right.
Yeah, it might be better with the alternative chips.
I was going to say, yeah, I don't think there's a single person getting Taco Bell nachos because they like the chips so much.
No.
You're probably right. I think it's just seeing something flare. Imagine those purple tortilla chips. They're good.
Sure.
The corn, whatever.
Yeah.
But imagine those showing up on your Taco Bell nachos, because that's what was the local flavor at the gas station beside the Taco Bell. And that's what they're trying to throw on your Bel Grande. And you're just, or you're traveling and you order a Big Mac and fries and some Oritas come out.
Yeah. So that's where I think, and I think that probably most fast food managers would be able to make a decision as to whether or not this is a big deal and it fits into one of 3 tiers, right? I feel like McDonald's trying to pass off Ortega French fries is different than Taco Bell trying to pass off Tostitos tortilla chips, because for obvious quality reasons, I feel like, my opinion. So I think if I'm McDonald's and I run out of McDonald's French fries, that's the end of French fries until we get more French fries. If I'm Taco Bell, I think I appreciate the go to the store, buy some chips, and then inform upon the order.
And maybe McDonald's should outsource their milkshakes, because then they'd have some.
Exactly.
Hey, our shake machine is down. We've got some from Kroger.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. If you got something, literally, and haven't had one in years.
Yeah. So it's hard for me to come up with a hard and fast. Should be the rule for even every staple ingredient, because I feel like that's on different things. Because you're right. Like, if the diner that's making my grilled cheese has a different kind of wet white bread than what they usually have, I don't care about that. They don't need to tell me that. But if it's Panera making you a sandwich and all they have is like Schwabel's white bread that they bought from the store instead of the stuff that they're rebaking in their ovens, like, they need, like, they can't pass that off, because the bread is a big deal for them. Even though it's the same category of thing, that matters. And so in a world where McDonald's French fries are like king French fries statistically, in the fast food world, that's a problem. Taco Bell's tortilla chips, I feel like, is not a problem.
So you're saying if you pulled up to McDonald's and ordered a Coke and they said, "Is Pepsi okay? We've got some from Kroger," that would be a problem, because that's pretty iconic.
That would be a problem. Here's a little curveball. I went into an Arby's one time. I ordered my food ahead of time and went in to pick it up. And this Arby's has Diet Dr. Pepper, which I had ordered in my mobile order. I get there, and while they're putting my order together, they ask me if Diet Coke would be okay because they're out of Diet Dr. Pepper. And I said, yes, that's fine. I look over to their soda fountain machine, and it is completely out of order. And then I notice the employees in the back, they just have a bunch of Coke 2 liters and Diet Coke 2 liters, and they're hand pouring Coke and Diet Cokes into cups of ice because their soda situation got completely screwed up. And that was a moment where, like, I was impressed at the, like, I'm looking at like the ages, right, of these employees, and I'm thinking to myself, like, I don't know if you guys like called a manager, called someone older, if you will, to figure this out, but like I appreciate that you guys obviously like ran over to Costco, bought a bunch of 2 liters so that you could sell soda.
Good job, little buddy. Yeah,
but
I think
it doesn't matter that it's not from a fountain, because there are people who care about that.
maybe. And the other thing that I wondered about, that's a great point, because is there ever that happening where it is an upgrade, and maybe that's the Taco Bell nachos, but you don't know that until you know what they are,
Right?
because they could be like the cheapest off-brand crappy nachos.
That's true. Yeah, it's like, I feel like we have different chips, and then my follow-up question is going to be like, what are they?
How picky do you sound? We're like, what brand? They're Tostitos scoops. Okay.
Yeah.
You know?
Let's do that.
Okay, here's another one.
Well, hold on. This whole time I've been thinking about a type of place where you would have to proactively mention it, and it's places like Cinnabon. If you don't got cinnamon rolls at Cinnabon, that's the one where you put it on the door, because chances are nobody's coming to you for your frozen cappuccinos.
Right.
Right. Like, there are places where they're known for pretty much one thing, and you would have to proactively say it at those places. Right.
Yeah. I mean, you're knocking on the door of let's just shut down for the day in that
Right.
scenario. Yeah.
I was just at a pizza place in Bell Fountain, 600 downtown, and they have different styles of pizza. And I had heard 2 tables say we drove an hour for and I think it was the Chicago style deep dish, and they were out of deep dish that day. And these families were like, what do we do? Do we go to a different restaurant entirely? We drove an hour for the deep dish. It's world famous 600 downtown pizza. And they're like, yeah, I guess one family left and another family just ordered, like they also have like subs and calzones and different things. So they just ordered a different thing entirely. But that wasn't a place where they're kind of just known for one thing. So that's what I would think about. Go ahead, Dylan.
Perfect segue. So I was going to say, okay, what about a local pizza shop? Not a cheap pizza shop, not the most expensive, but like this really good local pizza shop. They're out of their really nice supplier premium cheese, and they've had to go to Kroger to get the generic 3 cheese like blend, like the mozzarella, Parmesan. Do you have to say something if that's like your thing and like cheese is like the core ingredient to the thing? I I feel like that's kind of an important one, but I don't know if they would just try to pass it off. It's like, well, if there's toppings and are the people gonna need this?
My gut says because there's so many other toppings that a place like that probably does well. I think this is one of those classic, it's as big of a deal as you make it. So I think you just go, and hey, just so you know, we're having to use a different kind of cheese just for tonight. Our supplier ran out, but everything, it's still your favorite sausage. It's still your favorite, whatever. We're just using a different. You still got to mention it, but I don't think it becomes a deal breaker for the person ordering.
What about, because around here, Ezzo pepperoni, it's a big deal around here. It's the smaller diameter pepperonis that pop up on Columbus style pizzas all across the city. And some places have them, some places don't. Some places have both, and they charge extra for the good pepperoni. But if it's a place that only has the good pepperoni, and you know that, and you've ordered a pepperoni pizza from them every week for the past 2 years, and you do it in part because they use the right pepperoni, and then they run out and they put Hormel pepperoni on there. Like I would be not mad, but I would be disappointed because I would make the assumption they switched their pepperonis. And now I'm finding a new pizza place altogether when really it was a one-off.
Yeah, it's an ad hoc situation.
If they would have, but I don't know that. If they would have said something, and I know that, then guess what? I'm ordering from them again next week.
Yeah. And if we're doing Corey's thing, we're not making it a big deal. No big deal. We're singing Hormel tonight. No big deal.
But you say why? You say, hey, our normal, we're not changing anything. It'll be the same great stuff you're used to next week. But for tonight, we're having to use this. Just a heads up. Otherwise, you lose customers thinking that you've made a wholesale switch.
Yeah, right. The tough thing there is like if you do tell people though, and they haven't paid, and they're walking in to pay, and then they turn around and walk out, and you're now like throwing away ingredients because you're making pizzas. People are coming in to pay to pick it up. They're turning away because they don't want it this week, and you're just eating it. You know, that's
at what point is it worth a phone call? Like, literally, hey, you placed an online order at at Middle Pizza. Just calling to let you know we changed our pepperonis today. Is that okay? Before we go ahead and make it, do you bother with making a phone call?
It's what we said about Taco Bell. You don't let them know until they order the thing, and then you let them know.
Yeah. Well, and you, Kendall, you've alluded to the whole mobile order experience now. How many places can you buy it in an app or buy it and on a website, and you don't even,
there is no contact. Yeah.
Maybe sometimes it's just okay to go to your website and turn off pepperoni as an option for the night. It's like nobody else can click pepperoni tonight. I don't know. I thought it was really interesting. So I'm glad it led to this really good discussion. Because I think you're right. It probably depends on, are you mom and pops or are you a chain? And how important is the ingredient or food to your core identity as a restaurant? Because that makes a big deal. McDonald's fries are a big deal. The red sauce at Taco Bell is probably not a big deal. I would say that chips are more important than maybe we alluded to, but it's really interesting. I don't know if there's a right answer, but I feel like you got to say something if it's an important ingredient.
Well, I feel like we broke that down about as many ways as we could have. But if middlers have thoughts, please weigh in. We love your interactions. It's one of our favorite parts of our show. So include your thoughts below or text us or leave a voicemail. We have all those ways on how to do that. Are you guys streaming anything? I have been watching the reboot of the Planet of the Apes movies because I want to watch Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which just came out. So I started with Rise, watched Dawn, just finished Dawn earlier today. Need to watch War for the Planet of the Apes, and then I'll watch Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. So that's been fun to go back with the James Franco version from 2011, and then pick up with, don't remember the guy's name, from 2014. But that's been a fun watch. It's just, we've talked about this a bunch of times, but like, you got a day like Labor Day, you've cleaned up from your garage sale, and you're like, you know what I want to do? Sit down and watch a good old movie franchise. And so that's been fun. What are you guys streaming?
WWE.
And
Getting
what's
back
going
in,
on
you
in
know,
that world?
it's
Kendall's
been a couple of
WWE
weeks.
corner.
That's been it for me this time around. Bash in Berlin just happened. Haven't watched it yet. Catching up. I've got a SmackDown and about half a Raw to have to watch before I dive into Bash in Berlin. It's still like I turn into a 12-year-old when I realize that like I can just log on to Peacock and watch the premium events. I love
Great.
life right now. It's a good time to be a WW. Kids today don't know. Like, you weren't going to convince your parents to do a pay-per-view. Wasn't going to happen.
Never.
And you just had to like try to read about it or talk to a friend maybe, or just like glean what you can from highlights at the next
At whatever happened
Monday
at the
Night
next.
Nitro.
Yeah,
You know,
that's so great.
so
You gonna get yourself an Underthinker t-shirt?
I don't wear t-shirts, man. Maybe a coffee mug.
Oh, sorry, I forgot you were an old guy. Maybe a button for your suspenders.
Don't forget your pieces of flair. I don't think, it's been mostly college football, both on TV and on the PlayStation Portal. So I haven't really watched much since Wolverine and Deadpool, but we do have, we've got some stuff to try. We did get a trial of Paramount Plus, and we've got a free trial of Apple TV Plus right now. So I got to go back and check those things out because bibbity bobbity boo, there's new stuff, and always want to try to watch new shows. And I'm pretty sure I'm blanking on the name. Pretty sure the Marvel series comes back soon. Agatha All Along. I know I'm definitely going to want to watch that, although that's a little darker than stuff that I normally watch. But I'm excited to check that out. So things I will be streaming, just not yet. So we'll talk about it in future episodes.
All right. And on that note, it's been a fun week. We hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Go grab your merch over at TeePublic. Link is below. And in our LinkTree, thanks, Artius Man, for your partnership. We love working with you. And folks, go out and buy all the stuff. And we will see you next week on From the Middle.